Todd, take it away. What is going on in the market?
Heck of an introduction. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, and just for everybody up in the White Mountains, we will be going over the year-end stats. That's the reason why you haven't gotten them, is because we were trying to hold them hostage and release them to you at that event. But thanks for joining us, everybody. Today's January 26th. We're going over the real estate market statistics for the Greater Phoenix metropolitan market. Thanks for joining me. Let's get right into our numbers. 89 days closed on market this past week, a 6.14 month supply. Absorption rate was at 16.30. Average list price this past week, $788,374. Average sale price this past week, $639,390. And the list price to sale price retention came in at 96.69. Well, the big news is inventory up 5.6%, broke the 25,000 active inventory mark. And remember, our numbers don't include pending contracts, contingent contracts, things of that nature. In my active, I like active to be properties that are just in that one active category. So that's where we differ a little. You might have seen some higher numbers, but this is actual active properties, residential, 25,009. Looking at pending, you're sitting at 3,911, and for closed units at 3,287 month to date. Looking at new listings, 2,500. Another reason why the inventory went up. We've always been talking, Mike, about being over 2,400. 2,549 new listings added this past week. Brings our days on market for active to 92 and for closed at 85. Looking at the lower left-hand side, notice every category is in the black. That means every category increased in units. Obviously, hence the increase in the number of active properties. So our $0 to $600,000 category is representative of 67.04% of the MLS. 600 to 1 million is 18.67%, and 1 million and up is 14.29%. And also, all of those categories increased this week. So we take a look at the spreadsheet where everybody gets to be the expert. We have week over week, month over month, and same week last year. So 2549, that was good. Slide your eyes to the right. We're in the top red there. Slide your eyes to the right. You'll see last year we were at 2283. We thought that was good. 2,549 this past week. Way over on the left-hand side, you have our rules of thumb numbers. So we're really trying to beat that, and we did. Let's go back. Looking at active inventory, we're at 25,009, up from 23,692 in the prior reporting period. Last year, we were at 22,009, so we're about 8.93% higher in inventory than we were last year. That inventory is made up of 722 coming soon properties, 18,513 single-family non-detached, 3,105 new home construction, and 24,566 non-distressed. Taking a look at active, under contract and accepting backup offers, pending, under contract, accepting backup offers and contingency sales, we're sitting at 3,911 in escrow. That's correct. 3,911 over almost 800 homes went into escrow this past week. 3,670 is where we were last year, and the year before that at just under 3,400. So again, what are these two numbers saying? Well, the first number up in active inventory is telling you that sellers are ready. They're re-entering the market. That's increasing inventory. Good sign for buyers. Pending increased. What does that mean? That means more buyers are in the market than have been in the market in the last 2 years. Now, we're going to continue to focus on this because it's really important. But again, we'll see how this fails. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll see how this pines out, because if it doesn't stay, then again, that could be a little anomalous. So we'll take a look at that. Closed inventory month to date at 3,287. We're at 3,400 last year, same period. So again, inventory is a little, closed production is a little bit lagging right now, but it's the third week. So everything closes the last week. So these numbers, I would imagine the closed numbers will change dramatically a month in. So month supply at 6.14, Mike's favorite term. Are we in a buyer's market? We're in a buyer's market. That is what's happening right now. Now, what you've got to understand, what you have to understand is you got to go back and look at Lawrence Yun. He reported two things last week. One of those was calming the marketplace on distressed inventory. We are finally at the standardized number of allowance for doubtful account or default rate on mortgages. So again, because we've increased from 4% way back 10 years ago up till to where it belongs at 8% now. In those distressed properties. But you take that class, divorced. Excuse me. Yes, the divorce class, because what happens is when people go through those financial difficulties, they go through a divorce. Then they get real quiet, and then they stick their head in the sand, and then the hot property goes to short sale lender owner HUD. So what you want to do is be able to understand and how to communicate with those people to be able to interject earlier in that process and maybe save them from having to use one of those 3 tools. But again, month supply is important. Lawrence Young also said that he expects inventory to increase by approximately 1 to 2%. This is national news, and anticipates that the wages will go up 5.7% this year. So if those 2 things take place, this will be the first time in 17 years when at least as he says, that income will grow greater than property value. Taking a look at the median sales price, we're at $454,995. We've been hovering right around that 450 number for over a year. So good news is that if that number does not increase in the next 4 to 5 months, then that means that pricing is not going up. If pricing isn't going up, it's not going up because there's more buyers in the market and more inventory in the market. What happens is when there's more buyers and less inventory, now we slide down into a seller's market, but that's not where we're at right now. Taking a look at days on market, the market is still slowing up a little bit, close to 90 days on market. And the list price, sale price retention is a little bit better, not a lot, but what took place over this last week anyway was sellers gave up about almost 2.75%, 2.33% to 2.75% off of their list price, not their original list price, but off their list price. So the last 2 markets have been the last 2 weeks, the market's been pretty steady. We're looking to pretty much forecast that that's what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. So, Mike, that's the numbers for this week.
All right. Good stuff. Finally, a buyer's market. Jeez. Yeah. I've only been talking about it for 6 months.
Yeah. Well, your wish happened.